don't forget to subscribe for more reviews. Please also like. Thank you.
I don't know what's real anymore. I've opened up the door to nowhere.
Hello there everyone, this is Tom again, and today we have the privilege of taking a look at the Power of the Prime's Leader Class Rodimus Prime. This is from the 2018, let's say it's not Power of the Prime, yeah it is Power of the Primes, duh, line by Hasbro. And I picked this up because I don't have a Rodimus Prime in my collection. I have you know, a couple of little Legends figures, but I don't actually have a Rodimus. And I'm holding out for a DX9 carry, but because I really didn't like the Masterpiece, but that's another story. Here is the box. It's got some a nice picture of artwork, and the artwork actually looks all blocky and whatnot, very similar to what the car itself here looks like, the bot. Let's see, side of the box has that same artwork, sort of. It's a different picture, but it's by the same artist. Back of the box, you get product shots, Matrix fixed in there, whatever, Vector Prime, product shots. His bio reads, when the bold Autobot Hot Rod becomes the bearer of the Matrix of Leadership, he evolves to become the courageous leader Rodimus Prime. Other side of the box has those things, top and bottom. Alright, so let's crack this bad boy open and see what we've got in here. I have not opened this yet. Now, I will also add, I have ordered repro labels for him, so somewhere along in this video you may see him with repro labels. It's probably going to be at the end. Empty box. Okay, so he comes with a set of instructions here, which are in your typical Hasbro grays and blacks and reds. Yeah, typical instructions. Okay. He comes with a collector's card. When did they stop putting tech specs in these collector cards? I don't remember. Anyway, I'm not a collector card fan. I'm sure there's somebody out there that likes to collect cards, and I wonder when they quit putting the tech specs on there. So, let's crack this bad boy open. Oh, in the packaging you get Rodimus, his gun, and the Matrix. Out of the packaging, initial impressions, he was hard to get to stand. I'm afraid I may have got one with weak knees. This one's nice and tight. This one's not. I'm pretty sure I can put a little clear nail polish on that, and that might fix that. But he's got a little heft to him, surprisingly. He's not heavy, but he's got some heft. Back cleans up like this, and I absolutely hate this backpack. I think they could have done something with this. Why, oh why, did they not fix it so that it could fold in right here, and then maybe fold in again and collapse up into the back? That would have been so much better. And I'm not a fan. I've got some mold flash right there. I'm not a fan of these little, I don't know, whatever you call them, on the back of his arms. they're extremely unsightly, and I think we could do better than that. I do love the face sculpt. Let's see if I can get that in there to where you could see. Take a look at that face sculpt. I mean, he looks like a weathered leader. He's got kind of the bags under the eyes, and you know, the stern chin and the frown. And I'm really a fan of that head sculpt. You can't really see the eyes all that well, but I think they're painted. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's almost as if he's squinting. I'm not much of a fan of that, but that's okay. Let's see here. We've got, this is a sticker right here, Tampographed Autobot logo with yellow. That looks like paint. Yeah, that's orange paint on yellow. He's got a little bit of red right there. I'm sorry, silver right there. He's got some yellow on the arms, some yellow right here, sticker right here on the legs. Hopefully you guys can see that. This is a sticker. That's a sticker. And that's a sticker. Okay, so I think I've mentioned the fact that I've got repro labels coming. This guy desperately needs some, I think. Let's go over articulation real quick, and then we'll cover scale. Articulation, the head, I don't think it's on it might be on a ball joint, but you get very limited range on it. I'd say it's more on a mushroom peg if I was guessing. The arms can do a full 360. They can go out to there, but that looks just absolutely horrible. And they can't move out without moving that part. You have, because that's on a ball joint right there, you could get a little bit of a wiggle right there. The elbow is a single bend, and it gets you a little bit past 90 degrees. Mushroom peg right here gives you your bicep rotation. The wrists, are they fixed? No, you do get some rotation on the fist. It's just really tight. So, yeah, okay, you get rotation. And these crappy little pieces right here can come down if you want them to. And they get in the way of articulation. He has no waist rotation. No, he's not designed to have it. The legs, they're not T-jointed ball joints, that's for sure. Let's see. This hip skirt will come out of the way, but these side skirts won't. So let's see here if I can maybe adjust my lights a little bit. Okay, these won't. So they're, I think Skullface calls those universals. That hip skirt right there stops it from going out any farther than that. So he is most definitely not going to do the Chinese splits. He can kick forward all the way, but this humongo backpack prevents him from going any further than that. Now, I mean, he can do it if you, well, mostly do it. Yeah, we can give him that for the American splits if you move the backpack out of the way. But I don't think you should have to move pieces that are intricate to the transformation to get mobility. I don't even like moving the hip skirts. He's got a mushroom peg right here just above the universal joint that allows for thigh rotation. Knees get caught up in the backpack here, but you can get them 90 degrees. The feet, there's a hinge, yeah, and a screw right here, so the feet can go up that far. They can come back only that far, and there is a rocker, hot dog. There's a rocker right here. So let's see here. He can that backpack. That's him flat-footed as far as the rocker will allow. I'm not horribly impressed with this figure, folks. I have to tell you. I think this may be one of those that sits on a shelf and never gets moved after this review. His gun, not a lick of paint on it. It does have a little bit of molded detail to it, but yeah, not much. He can hold it just fine, and I mean, it comes apart, doesn't it? Yeah. So you got this little bitty blaster, then you got this other blaster. Excuse me. Which does not want to go in that hand. That is an extremely tight tolerance. Okay. Now the only other accessory he comes with is that matrix thing. I guess it's meant to glow. Yeah, it kind of glows a little bit. You've got to get things just right to get it to glow, and it's not the greatest. So he's a Rodimus, so his chest should come up. Maybe. Alright, I'll figure out how to get the matrix in there. I can see where it goes, but it's fighting me for some reason. So, I mean, it should just... There's probably several people out there sitting there going, "Don't do it, you're about to break it, Tom." Okay. Alright, so I don't know where you're watching this, but this is a $50 US figure. And I have to tell you right now, it feels more like a $25 maybe dollar figure, maybe if that. So let's do some size comparisons here. Here he is with MP10 for you Masterpiece collectors, and they're about the same size as you can see. And for you Transformers Prime, here he is with Nemesis Prime. Okay. For you movie fans, here he is with Movie Bumblebee. And Classics Prime mold. Okay. For you Beast Wars fans, here he is with Black Arachnia, and you animated fans, here he is with animated RC. And the only other ones I really have, here he is with Legends figure, and here he is with another Power of the Primes figure. Okay. Height wise, let's do his measurements. To the tips of his shoulders, looks like he's coming in just at 9 inches. Width wise, shoulder to shoulder, what's the widest part of his shoulders? I guess actually it's this right here. 5 1/4. Depth wise, he's looking at 3 1/2. So I guess the next thing to do is transform this guy. That's to where we can. So here we have Hot Rod in his robot mode. And let me tell you, nowhere in the directions did it give any indication of how this was supposed to be done. So if it's not right, I mean, I've looked over the directions 2 or 3 times. If it's not right, I don't know what to tell people. Height-wise, to the top of his head, it looks to be just under 6 1/4. Shoulder to shoulder, man. Shoulder to shoulder, he's coming in at 2 1/2. Depth-wise, would probably be right there at 1 1/8 inches. Articulation in this mode, his head is on a mushroom peg, it can move around. The arms are on this weird hinge system here, which lets him get out to right there. It's on a mushroom, it's on a ball joint right there. So he could do a full 360 if that wing piece didn't get in the way. Let's see here. Elbow joint, double jointed, gets you the full range. The wrists are a fixed piece, so they're not going to move on you. No waist swivel. The hip flap here can move up like that. Legs can go forward that far, back that far. That's it, folks. He can do the full splits, but he's got the windshield there, so it doesn't work really well. Let me see here. He's got, that's a ball joint. That's got to be a ball joint right there. So he can, yeah, that's ball joint. This thing has an odd hinge to it. If you want him to kind of do the whole samurai thing, you can pull that off too. The knee bends this far before it starts getting caught up in stuff, and actually that's as far as it goes even when it's not caught up in stuff. The foot is on a pin right here, up and down, no rocker. That's his size and his articulation. Just real quick for shits and giggles, here Hot Rod is next to the Classics Prime mold. So, oh, and might as well throw in the Bumblebee, just so you guys have a sense of scale. So he's smaller than Classics Prime, and he's larger than movie Bumblebee. Okay. Since we're taking the time, let's get in close here and take a look at him. The focus. Okay, here we go. The head sculpt, it looks like the Rodimus head sculpt, only just slightly smaller with worse paint apps, I guess you could say. This is a sticker. You have light gray. It's not quite off-white, but it is some color. You got silver, a little sloppy paint right there, your Autobot symbol, plastic, silver, nothing here. This is a sticker down here, the wheels, the feet. This is what it looks like on the back. Little molded detail in there. This is an issue. This doesn't lock into place this part. This part right here clips it. This part right here clips in right here, and that makes that rather stable. This has a pin right there, and there's a port right there, but it's almost as if it's more of a suggestion. I haven't been able to make it do what I want it to do, and that is to, I mean, it'll line up, but it won't stay. So, yeah. That's Hot Rod. So transforming Hot Rod is one of the steps to making the Space Winnebago. And this thing, whew, alright, why don't we just get into it. First thing we do is we come back here and we kindly shift this around this way, so that gives us access to this. The head here is actually, if you wiggle it, it'll come up on that little bar right there, and you just rotate it around, slip it back into place, move your thing here, your chest back up. There are pins right here that will go into a port that you probably can't see right there, but it does go in there extremely unhappily, but it does go. If you maneuver it on both sides there, it'll stay right there. Okay, the legs. Come over here, open up this cavity right here, that panel to make a cavity, put that down, open up the panel, put your foot down like that. Now, here we have, there's a post right here and a post right here that will go into a slot right here and a slot right here. And these actually don't tab together, they tab here. You pull it in at an angle, get this one in. This is the only way to do it, folks. Do this one first, get it in there, and then just kind of force that other one in. Yeah, it makes me real happy. So get that one in there, force it in. Alright, now we take your hands, and there's your arms, there's a red clip right here that's going to go in right here. This is going to be a place that's going to cause breakage if we're not careful, so be gentle with it, or as gentle as you can be getting it in there, and it'll just clamp together. And that is Hot Rod in his vehicle mode. Yeah, Hot Rod in his vehicle mode. Now, you can take these and swing these down like this, and that will cover up a whole lot of it. I actually kind of like that a little bit better. So yeah, there's always that. Remember, I got no instructions on how to transform this guy into robot mode, so I'm just kind of guessing. But to do the Space Winnebago, you have to have him looking like this to start with. Alright, we have this piece here, which is going to make a large portion of the Winnebago. We unclip it back here, pull this out, take this and rotate it around so that it's facing this way. Then let's see here, make sure you get it right, Tommy boy. Lift this up, pull this down, pull these down, and push that up like that. Is that right? No, they go up like this, don't they? Yeah. Put your legs down, rotate them back, and there are clips here that'll go into these little side sections here that you probably can't see, but where are they? Is that what it is? Anyway, this comes down, this comes around, this comes around. When you do it right, this clips over here, and now, why are you fighting me for? Quit it. Like that. That'll clap in there together. Let's see, what are we doing wrong here? Because that's supposed to go like this, and these clip in right there. Just like that. Like I said, that will go into right there. Boy, this is a highly technical transformation in it, folks. I apologize. I've been sick. Let's see here. We get that in there like that. That'll snap in right there. This one will come in, snap in right there. This one will snap in right there. And here is this core section of the Space Winnebago. This really reminds me of the Fans Project armor. It really does. Just the way it works. We take this, we close up our fist here on both sides. Let's see. Make sure these are turned the right way. And there is a pin and a port system on both sides, but let me tell you, that's not going to hold anything. I mean, it's not going to hold anything. You take these, what holds it is you take these and maneuvering these things around however you need to. This will clip in. You've got this part right here that's going to go into that cavity right there that you probably can't see, and there is a pin right here that will go into this section right here. So you get that pin part in first, and then you just kind of push it in and it will hold, or at least in theory it will. So push that in and it should snap, then those will hold together, and here is your basic Space Winnebago. Now let's turn this down just a little bit, bring in hot rod, pull these things out so that they're out of the way, take this, this will plug in right here, at least in theory, and you have these tabs right here that will go into these little slots right here on his legs. And the only way to do this is to get those slots in there first. Just get those in there, and then drop your Winnebago part down like that. Okay, bring these things, well, I'm jumping ahead of myself. Bring these things back. No, wait, I'm sorry, I did it wrong again. Is that the way it goes? Yeah, okay. Bring these down, and here is, oh, unpeg these. Now, these have, there's a depression right here you may not be able to see, and a depression right here. And it's got a pin right here that'll theoretically go into this slot right there. Get the slot in first, if it's to where you can, and then put that down, put this around. This is the most frustrating and annoying part of this entire process right here for me, what I'm doing right now. Getting everything lined up and into place the way it's supposed to be, because it is not happy doing it. It's just not. There. That side is not onto the bot, but it is onto the pipes. Let's see if I can do that one more time. Let's do that first. Get that on there. Squeeze that in, and squeeze everything together. And here is your Space Winnebago, all transformed up. It measures just a little over 9.5 inches by, let's call it 3 inches. Width wise, what's the widest point? Probably back here. We're looking at just over 3 inches. Okay, and it does roll. All the wheels are rolling, so that's a good thing. Size comparison wise, here it is next to Classics Prime and that crappy Bumblebee that I hate so much. So yeah, he's okay. He's alright. That's not entirely true. He's not alright, but we'll get into final thoughts. And now, to answer the burning question on everyone's mind, how does the power of the Prime's Rodimus Prime scale with Metroplex? And here he is, as you can see, he's leader class, so he comes up to his knee. And there's RC just sort of to give you a sense of scale. But he's the star of the show. And there is the Space Winnebago next to the feet of Metroplex. Here's the Rodimus figure, not Rodimus, the Hot Rod figure in the hand of Metroplex. Final thoughts wise, I gotta tell you, I really dislike this thing. I think Hasbro was successful in what they were trying to do, which was combine both of them together, Hot Rod and Rodimus, but the execution of this, I am trying so very, very hard not to say I hate this thing. I mean, I really am, because you've never heard me say that on this channel before, and I really don't want this figure to be the one I say that with. The plastic quality is that of your typical Hasbro product. I have to say, I have seldom been as annoyed with a figure as I have with this one. And to be honest with you, I can't decide for sure what exactly this thing is going to do for me in my collection, aside from being a placeholder. The plastic feels okay. It's your typical Hasbro product, but remember, I paid $50 for this thing so that I could have one. And I'm the type that never regrets a purchase, but let me tell you, that doesn't mean I have to like the purchase that I have made, and there is a difference there. And this is one of those times when that $50 that I spent on this particular figure would have been better spent on just about anything else. Do I recommend it? I can't. I can't in good conscience recommend this thing. I'll hold off on this review until I get the repro label set on it, and I'll put that at the end of the review, so if you want to see that, what he looks like after he's repro labeled up. And they also make a filler set for the shoulders, so I may invest in those as well from Shapeways. But I have to tell you, I don't, this thing, I don't know if I really want to even spend the time to put the stickers on it. I mean, it's that bad. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Thank you for watching my Papa's channel. Please subscribe and like. Thank you.
So this is the example you get from the website, and this is from my iPad, so we shouldn't violate any copyright laws. If you notice, it's got, if you can see that number 9 right there, which would relate to something, and here we've got 3, 4, 8. Again, just to give you an example of how it works, it's a lot better than what it used to be, where we just had to hunt.